Welcome to Achieving Stock Market. In this video, after learning all these strategies in the previous videos, in this video we'll be learning about the most important part, that is entry and exit strategies. So before starting the video, there is a disclaimer. All the things which I have taught in the videos in my YouTube channel are just for educational purpose. Kindly do your analysis before taking a trade and practice a lot before getting into live markets. So coming to this video, so we have learned the patterns and the strategies which are working in the market. So now we basically take trade whenever the price of a stock is in the buying range, or if it has given a breakout from the pattern which we have learned. So what are the different ways to enter when the price comes to the buying range, and what are the different ways of entering a stock when it gives a breakout? So I would like to explain showing some examples. Uh, yeah. So Muthoot Finance stock. You can see I have drawn a symmetrical triangle pattern over here, and you can clearly see this is a buying range. You can see a buying range over here. So your first intention is to buy the stock whenever this price comes to this trend line. So you can see after drawing this, you can at this particular time, at somewhere near Feb on ending of January and starting of February, the price had come to this level. So if I go deep and see the candlestick pattern, so you should have remembered that I have thought three important candlestick patterns that work in the markets. So that is basically doji, hammer, and engulfing. So you can clearly see an engulfing candle over here. That is, the price was near the buying range. So the range where the buyers are active and the demand is going to be high and the price may move higher. The probability of price moving higher is more. And the second confirmation is, you can see this big green candle giving us the conviction that the price is going to move up, and also it is engulfing the previous candles. So this will be my confirmation to get into the trade, and my stop loss, that where I'm going to close my trade if my view goes wrong, will be below this trend line or below this buying range, or can be below this candle, anywhere. So if it moves up, I will try to take profit at the upper trend line, and if it goes against my view, and I will book the losses near my stop loss. And you can see my risk to reward ratio will be, yeah, and at this case it is 2.81, that is 1 is to 3, almost 1 is to 3. So for every 1000 that I'm risking, I'm gaining 3000. So risk to reward less than 1 should be avoided. Risk to reward ratio should be more than 1. So, and the second chance was if it has given a breakout from this pattern, and I was waiting and I didn't give any breakout, and again I got a chance when the price again came to the buying range, to this trend line. But at this particular time, you can see I didn't see any particular engulfing candlesticks over here, even though there was a hammer candle, and it was not very much convincing because it was below the previous candle. If in case this hammer candle was engulfing this candle which was or this previous two candles, then I would have bought the stock, but it was not convincing. Again, after this green candle also, there was very less conviction, but I would have only taken trade after this candle. You can see a big green, and it has engulfed the previous candles, and even volume is good, and I would have taken this trade, even though I have not taken this. But if I have seen this at the right moment, I would have bought the stock, because there is a high probability after this conviction that the price will move higher. So you got the confirmation. So my risk to reward, I'll be buying the stock somewhere here. my stop loss below trend line and the profit near the upper trend line. And if in case this risk to reward was less than 1, I would have not taken this trade. So this is the example for taking a trade when the price comes to the buying range, and you should wait for some confirmation that uh, it will move higher. And okay, and some examples for a breakout trade. So one thing is you can see to buy stocks at the buying range, and second thing, as I thought in the uh, strategies video, you can buy after the breakout of any given pattern that I've thought. See, I would like to teach one more thing here. There is something called as fake breakout, which actually is that it gives a breakout from the pattern, but it closes somewhere below the pattern itself. You can see over here. So at some particular time, you see the stock price is somewhere here 175. You think it has given a breakout, and you will buy it. And the next, and you see at the end of the day, it will be closing somewhere below the trend line or the pattern, and you can see the preceding days are not actually good. So the price went on to fell after this false breakout. So whenever you try to take a breakout trade, the first you should have in your mind is wait for a stock to close above the um pattern. If this candle is closing, this rectangle, what the body which I have thought should be closing above the pattern. If only wick is there above the pattern, and that is not a very good breakout. The breakout means that it should be a very good and big green candle with a very big green volume candle, and it should be closing above the trend line or the pattern. Only then we are buying this stock. So you can see it was a beautiful triangle pattern here. It gave a very good breakout, good volume. So somewhere since the market closed at somewhere near 3:30, I would be coming around 2:45 to 3 o'clock and see my stocks which I have shortlisted. And if it is about to close above the trend line at the end of the day, I will be buying the stock if the volume is good. See, and if I had bought the stock somewhere around 176, and the next day the gap up and it is moving like a rocket, and I would have got returns of nearly worth 10% in one day. I think it is 4 day because there was a weekend in between, but it is a beautiful move. And I have some other examples also. Yeah, you can see I have drawn a wedge pattern over here, the falling wedge, and at the time of the breakout, you don't see any conviction here. No big green candles, no big green volumes. There is nothing. So I would definitely not enter this trade because the conviction is less and the probability of stock going up is less. So I waited for this particular range to break out, and it was consolidating in the same range for some time. You can see it was in the same range for quite a time. So what I thought, okay, I will enter the trade once if it is broken. So there is a conviction, and if it is a very good volume, and the price may go up. See what happened here. It gave a breakout in this candle on 7th May. It went almost near 100, and it came down and closed somewhere at 95. What would have happened if people, without knowing this false breakout logic, they basically see when the stock is somewhere 98 and they feel that the stock has given a breakout and just go and buy without waiting till the end of the day. They go and buy, and the next day the false price, and they will lose. So what you should do is you should wait for end of the day to stock to close. You should only buy after 3 o'clock. That is in that means that only 30 minutes is remaining for a stock to close. So coming after 3 o'clock will be a best time to see it is a actual breakout or a false breakout. So this is a pure false breakout, and it is also inverted hammer candle, basically telling us that the price may go down from this particular point. So this is how you should avoid the trade even there is a breakout. And the this is the example again for the breakout only, that the first breakout which I shown here was to uh, yeah, this breakout was to teach you that when you have to take trade, and this particular example is to teach you that when you should not trade. And also I have some one more example, I think here, here also, yeah, you can see a beautiful wedge pattern. See, the price is about to give a breakout. So frankly speaking, even if the price closes above this trend line, I may avoid this stock to buy, because you can see the previous candle. What I see here is a inverted hammer candle. Inverted hammer candle basically means that the sellers were highly active at the end of the day. So the sellers were there at the end of the day, that too near the selling range. And you can see every day, each and every day, the volume is decreasing. But according to our setup strategy, the volume should increase. So these are the things basically which are against my strategy, and I would avoid this type of a setup if it is not obeying my rules. I will only pick stocks which usually obey our setup and strategy, and we should only trade in those stocks. You can clearly see, even though the price is about to give a breakout, and there is no much conviction, and you can see a red candle, that too not a big volume. So you should know which one to avoid and which one to trade. So this basically comes through experience and through practice. Trading for a lot, for a quite a time, only brings this experience. So you can practice in this website for free for quite a time, and when you think you have that grip, only then you can go and trade. So these are basically for the buying. Uh, how to buy after the breakout or at the buying range. So coming about the target or where to close the positions once we have taken, so you should know that what is your risk. So this is the TV18 broadcast which I have bought, and it has given me around 10% return in 1 week. See, I saw a breakout, and actually I didn't wait for this candle to close. So actually aggressively I bought the stock somewhere at this price, somewhere around 35. I bought this price. And if you ask me why did you didn't wait for the close, and you thought us you have to wait for the close, it all comes through experience. So at this particular time, after having some experience, I can read that, I can have a view that okay, this stock is not going to come back and it is going to rally, and if I feel that, I will don't I'm not going to wait, I will just go and buy. And as a beginners, you should obey those setups until you become an expert or have some experience. So coming about the closing the trade, and where to keep the targets to close this trade, I will use the most important rule, that is risk to reward. See, whenever I'm taking a trade, I will be first seeing the risk that I am taking. So here I'm taking a risk of around 6%. So my target should be somewhere near or at 12%. At 12%. So I don't keep target below 1 is to 2 ratio, risk to reward ratio, that for every 1,000 rupees high risk I should earn 2,000. If not, I'm ready to lose the 1,000. So you should have that very tight grip over the setup that you are putting. So you should be, first of all, have multiple confirmation that your price is gonna go up, and when you take trade, you should take trade of 1 is to 2 risk to reward ratio, and your first target should be at 1 is to 2. And if and still feel that the stock is going to go higher after this 1 is to 2, and what I do is I basically square off sum of the quantity. Let's say I have 1,000 quantity. So if I have 1,000 quantity of this stock, and I achieved 1 is to 2 ratio, that I am with 12% profit, and if I still feel that the candlesticks are good and it is going to go higher, what I do is I basically square off or close 500 quantity of the uh, stock, or somewhere sometimes 750 quantity also. That is 50% or 75% of the quantity I will just close and I will book the profits, and the remaining quantity I will leave for it to go higher. If in case it go higher, if it goes higher, I will just book the remaining profits at a later time, or if it is going against my view, I will just close the remaining quantity also and I book my profits. So don't forget this rule. 1 is to 2 risk to reward is the key to earn money in the stock market. So this is the only closing strategy that I am using, and it is also very good and working very well. So choosing this will eventually may not um, be favorable to you at the initial stages, but you see at the end of 1 month or after some time you will be beneficial using this setup. You should don't neglect this risk to reward ratio, and always be fixed with this risk to reward ratios. This is very much important. So these were the things related to entry of the trades and closing of the trade. So where exactly and how you should enter, and what you should avoid while entering, and for exiting the trade, that is closing the trade, and what is the most important thing, that is risk to reward ratio, and the holy grail to exit the trades. So saying that, hope you have learned about this entry and exiting strategies, and I hope it would have given you even more clear picture in analyzing the patterns and then taking the trades. If it found helpful, kindly give a like, and for the further notification of the videos that I'm posting, subscribe and click the bell icon. And this is the last video of the course technical analysis, and in the further I will be concentrating on stock market, its basics, and other aspects of stock market, that is F&O, derivatives market, and etc. Thank you.